Did you know that right now you might be breaking a law you've never even heard of?
Huh?
Welcome to the bizarre world of blue laws. Outdated, weird, and sometimes totally insane rules that are still technically active. Today, we're counting down 8 of the craziest laws across America, starting with your bedroom habits and ending with a legendary disaster involving a bathtub. Let's dive in. We start in Minnesota, where the law might be watching you even while you sleep. In several old city ordinances, it is technically illegal to sleep completely naked. These moral codes from the 1800s were meant to keep citizens proper at all times. While no one is checking your bedroom today, the law remains as a dusty reminder of a much more conservative era. So, if you're in Minneapolis, you might want to keep those pajamas on, just in case. Heading west to Wyoming, nature photography gets a lot more complicated. Between January and April, it is illegal to take a photograph of a rabbit without an official state permit. Why? To protect the bunny paparazzi from trampling through sensitive habitats during breeding season. If you're caught snapping a photo of a jackrabbit without your paperwork, the state can actually confiscate your expensive camera gear. That's a multi-thousand-dollar fine for one fluffy picture. In Oklahoma, you better watch your facial expressions. It is strictly illegal to make ugly faces at a dog. This law was designed as a form of animal protection. Taunting or scaring a dog with distorted faces could provoke an attack, and the state decided that human-to-canine bullying is a legal offense. If an officer catches you mid-grimace, you could be looking at a fine of several $100s. Just smile and keep walking. In Gainesville, Georgia, the poultry capital of the world, the classic joke gets a legal twist. Here, it is a crime for a chicken to cross the road. Owners are legally responsible for their birds' every move to ensure safety and hygiene. If your hen decides to explore the other side of the street, you're the one going to court. They take their birds so seriously that they even have laws about how you're allowed to eat them. In Alabama, keep your ice cream in your hand, never in your back pocket. Why such a specific rule? Because of 19th century horse thieves. They discovered that if they put a sweet, dripping cone in their back pocket, a horse would follow them out of the stable without the thief ever having to touch the animal. It was the perfect loophole for stealing a horse, which back then was the equivalent of stealing a luxury car today. The law was the only way to stop the sweet crimes. If you're a woman living in Vermont, you might want to check with your husband before heading to the dentist. An old state law technically requires a woman to get written permission from her husband before she can get false teeth or dentures. This 19th century law was based on the idea that a husband should have a say in any major changes to his wife's appearance. While it's obviously not enforced today, it remains one of the most bizarre relics of gender-based legislation in America. In Kentucky, you can worship however you want, unless it involves a snake. It is a crime to use any kind of reptile during a religious service. This law was passed to prevent snake handling rituals that were popular in some Appalachian churches in the early 20th century. If you're caught with a rattlesnake in the pews, you could face a hefty fine or even jail time. The state decided that public safety was more important than this particular type of dangerous tradition. Finally, the most legendary law of all. In Arizona, it is illegal to let a donkey sleep in a bathtub. It's rooted in a 1924 disaster where a local rancher's donkey was swept miles down a river during a flash flood, while sleeping in an old tub. The town had to launch a massive, dangerous, and incredibly expensive rescue mission to save the floating animal. To prevent taxpayers from ever paying for a donkey rescue again, they banned the practice forever. Today, that rescue would cost over $15,000. Keep your donkeys in the barn, folks. Well, there you go. 8 of the strangest laws that you could still break today. Which of these is the most insane? Does your city have a weird law that makes no sense? Drop it in the comments below. I read them all. And if you enjoyed this dive into weird history, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching!